When did you realize strict parents create the best liars? Growing up in my household meant living under a microscope. My parents weren't just strict. They were military-level disciplinarians who monitored every aspect of my life with the intensity of prison guards. Every minute of my day was accounted for, every friend was vetted, every activity was approved or denied based on their impossibly high standards. We're not raising a child, my father would say. We're molding a future leader. Excellence requires sacrifice. My mother nodded in agreement. Other parents let their children run wild and wonder why they fail in life. We're giving you structure and discipline that will serve you forever. Their rules weren't just numerous, they were absolute. No phone after 8 p.m., no friends over without prior approval and supervision, no extracurricular activities unless they directly contributed to academic achievement, no dating until college, no social media, no movies rated above PG, no music with explicit lyrics, no staying out past 6 p.m. on weekdays or 8 p.m. on weekends. The consequences for breaking any rule were severe and immediate. Grounding for weeks, removal of all privileges, extra chores, and lengthy lectures about responsibility and character. My parents believed that any deviation from their standards was a character flaw that needed to be corrected through punishment. We're not your friends, my mother would remind me whenever I protested. We're your parents, and our job is to ensure you become a successful, moral adult. But their definition of success was suffocating. Perfect grades weren't enough. I needed to be valedictorian. Playing an instrument wasn't enough. I needed to win competitions. Volunteering wasn't enough. I needed to demonstrate leadership and initiative. By the time I was 14, I'd learned that honesty was a luxury I couldn't afford. Telling the truth about anything meant opening myself up to judgment, criticism, and additional restrictions. So I started lying. It began with small deceptions. When they asked if I'd finished my homework, I'd say yes even if I had one assignment left. When they asked what we discussed in health class, I'd omit the parts about sex education that would have triggered a 3-hour lecture about moral decay. How was school today? Became a daily exercise in creative fiction. I'd craft sanitized versions of reality that avoided any topics that might concern them. If a classmate made a joke about drinking, I'd leave that out. If a teacher mentioned current events they might find objectionable, I'd skip that part. The lies became more sophisticated as I got older. When my best friend Katie invited me to a sleepover, I knew my parents would say no because her parents were divorced, which they viewed as a moral failing. So I told them I was studying at the library and staying late for an academic competition meeting. It's wonderful that you're so dedicated to your studies, my mother said approvingly. This is the kind of commitment that will get you into Harvard. The guilt was overwhelming at first. Full story on channel link below.